In this video, I'm going to help you to create quote graphics for your social media. I get quite a few compliments on my branding and positioning. And yesterday I got a question from a mastermind client who was asking, Simon, do you do your own graphics and branding? And the answer to that is yes. So in this video, I'm going to share with you two types of quote that you can create. I'm going to talk to you about the thinking behind the actual quote, the creation of the quote, and then I'm going to give you two, which is a static quote, and then also the video quote, which will help your quotes to stand out. Why do we want to create a quote? A quote can act as motivation. A quote can act as a shift in someone's behavior and thinking. And then also to accompany the quote, the copy can then give a call to action, potentially for your services, products, whatever you are offering. My advice is to share your quote. The reason for that is that when you share someone else's quote, you are positioning them. And while that may help you to get more quotes out there, what it's actually good to do is to maybe take a quote that inspires you to put your own spin on it so that then it's relevant to your products and services. So in this example, the quote is, stress comes from not taking action and ignoring the things that sit waiting to be completed. And then my copy was essentially about taking more action in your business and overcoming procrastination. So one of the things I help pickleball business owners with is to overcome their fear, their procrastination, build their confidence so that they can generate more business. Because if I just give someone the business strategy, but they don't have the right mindset, then they don't get the results. And a common theme that I notice with some of the clients I work with is that they really struggle with their own self-belief, their own confidence. And when I start to shift that, that's when they really start to see momentum and some financial changes, which is awesome. So let's start from scratch with this quote. So let's imagine that there's nothing here. So I'm in Canva, by the way, which I do all of my graphics in. I used to use Photoshop, but it's just far more complicated. So Canva is a lot easier. So I'm just going to strip this out. So I'm going to presume that you won't mind having your picture there since you already have it on your socials. So the first thing you want to do is, I'm just going to bring myself over here and reduce myself a little bit, is we want to bring in a picture of you. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go, I'm not able to see my bar because of this, where it's positioned. Okay, let's move this. All right, first thing you're going to want to do is actually bring in a frame, not a regular circle. So you're going to type in frame, all right, on the elements, and then you can see here, I can bring in this frame. Now what this is going to basically do is allow any upload that I have to drop directly into that frame. So you can see some of the things I've been working on here. So I'm just going to bring in this picture. So now if I just reduce this down, now this is not my branding picture. I would recommend that you use your branding picture and you stick with your branding picture for at least a year. One of the things I help people with is their positioning. And so this isn't actually my branding picture, but I recommend that you use that. So now I've got my picture of me. Now I'm going to put in my name. So I'm just going to model really what's happening above, right? So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type in Simon Lovell. All right. There we go. And then you can see below there's a slightly different font. So I'm just going to pick this. Oh. And then at Picklepreneurs. You can see this. Let me just see what I've got. I've got a line there. All right, cool. Now, if you have a tick, if you have a blue tick, then you can add that, all right? So you just go to elements and type in blue tick. And then I'm just going to drag that down. And then make it smaller. And so there we've got the the basic. And you can play around with this and how it looks. And I would probably drag it all. Oh, probably highlight it all and then just drag it into the middle. All right, so now you can see this here. Now for the quote part. Now here's a little trick. You want to go up to the design top left and type in quote to make life easier for you, because now you might see, for example, a font that you like. So for example, this one is pretty good. So I'm going to go here, add as a new page, which will drop it below. I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy this on the Mac, Command C. I'm also going to actually take this element here. So I'm using Shift to take that. And now I'm just going to paste in here. And so now you can see I've got this. Now, my branding colors are specific. So they are green. This green here, which is a kind of a lime green, and also a yellow. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go, okay, that works well. Or does it actually work better with the yellow? Well, I think it works better with the green in this instance, okay? All right, perfect. So now I've got my template, all right? I think this, I'm a little bit big here, so I'm going to take this down. I'm fiddling. We all have a little fiddle when it comes to graphics. I certainly do. And now this is annoying me, but you're actually just seeing the actual process, so that's fine. Okay, cool. All right, so now I'm like, okay, this is all aligned. Now you could put a background in here. I've done that from time to time. I'm using a white theme right now, but you would just go up to elements, and then you would make sure it's blank at the top, and then what you're going to see, just go back, and then you're going to see this here, which is shapes. And then what I'm going to do is put the yellow behind it. So I'm going to drag that. And then what you can do up here is go top right position. And then I'm going to go center back. If you don't know your shortcuts with your keyboard, I do, but I just want to show you here how you do it, right? So top right, backward, and then backward again. Or you can just center back. And then so now that looks pretty, that's fine, right? So now I'm going to put in my quote. So let's just brainstorm a quote. Life is always at the end of your comfort zone. Now, let's just say that there's a popular quote, right? So let's go to Google and say, okay, what are the top 10 motivational quotes? Okay, so the most effective way to do it is to do it, all right? So you must be the change you want to see in the world. Life is about making an impact, not making income. The best preparation for tomorrow is your best day today. All right, cool. Okay, cool. So let's say that you're doing something around pickleball, right? So I'm going to copy this in. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. So we're not copying this quote. We're modeling it, right? So I'm pasting it in here, and it says the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today, which is the actual quote, but I want to change it. So I might say the best preparation for pickleball is always packing your bag. Now, this is in the instance where I'm selling a bag, right, as an example, right? So this could be like a funny type of quote. But you see, I just want you to get the principle. My quotes, they either come from conversations that I've had, insights in the shower, as an example, right? Inspiration of something that I've seen, or you can go out there and you can see something and go, I like that. How can I flip it, adjust it, change the words around, not copy it, but take the structure and work it so that it leads into something that I want to offer, okay? So then my thinking behind this post, by the way, would be, okay, the best preparation for pickleball is always packing your bag, the night before. right? Or leaving your bag out, right? So that you play more often, whatever. You get the idea, right? And then the content of this post, I'm going to make it around, for example, packing your bag the night before and putting it by the door, or, you know, in the example of fitness, right? It's like put your clothes, really what I'm saying here is like, you know, if you struggle to go to the gym, like put your clothes on, put your gym clothes on, right? This is where my thought process is going anyway. So there, the point I want to make here also is that your quote is really the headline that leads people into your copy. So then when you do this quote, instead of just putting, you know, the quote, you start off with the quote in the copy on Instagram as an example, and then give 5 reasons why you should pack your bag the night before, all right? That's one example. Cool. So then what I tend to do is I tend to bold the primary scanning words. So this wouldn't be, for example, the best preparation for pickleball is always packing your bag for the night before. So I'm not going to bold best preparation. I'm probably going to bold always packing your bag, all right, as one example. Okay, I actually have to take this off of bold and then put always packing your bag. There we go. So you see, so you want to see if you can bold some words. I think this would actually look better with black now. We've got the yellow background. You want to bold the words for those who are scanning, because when the people scan, that will determine if they want to read the rest of it. So try and bold something that gives people basically essentially the summary of the quote, and then they're more likely to read the whole thing and then read the quote. Okay, so then obviously variations of this, I might, you know, again, remove the background and say, okay, do I prefer that? Or I might put another one in and say, do I prefer this one? And then I you know, with my branding, I tend to sometimes do like both colors, which helps. For example, this, and then I would copy it. Oh, all right, that's not working. Let's grab this one. So I like to do this kind of tic-tac style. Oh, all right. That's not the first time that's happened. Let's go back. Okay, there you go. So now I'm going to go top, do this properly. Position. Backward. Okay. And so what I'm essentially doing here is I'm saying I'm doing a few. I'm cutting and pasting to see which ones I like. So now I actually don't like this one. And actually, I don't like the yellow, so I'm probably just going to go with this one. Now, if you've got a product, then what you can go do here is upload the picture of the product. So I'm going to just type in bag. It's not going to be an actual bag, but you're going to get the idea. And then I can pull in a picture. I can pull it into the bottom here, and this would be your product. And then I can just reshape the quote so that maybe it goes down the left. Now, when you bring your product in, by the way, if it's got a background on it, now I'm going to have to fiddle with this and make sure it all aligns because I'm fairly strict when it comes to my alignment, but you're getting the rough idea here. Right? When you bring your image in, let me just bring in another image to show you an example. If I bring in a picture of me here, and let's just say that this is your bag now, not me. What you want to do is go background remover up here, hit that, and then you'll see it's gonna remove the background. Or you might have a nice background already with the image, and it's a really nicely shot image, and then you can just literally overlay this quote over the top. Okay. All right. So that is essentially how you set up the quote image. Now, what I want to show you is really kind of this, but as a good thing to do with video quotes. So now this is a video. So what you're going to do is you're basically going to create in fact, let me start from the beginning so that you see. So let's go. Oh, it's being a bit slow. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so top left, create a design, and then you're just going to create a reel. Type in reel, Instagram reel. Now we've already got our quote here. Now let's just say that we want it as a video. What you can do is you go to Elements. Let me just move this again. Type in Pickleball. Go to videos up here. You see this slider here. You got all graphics, photos, videos. Then you're going to see this one a lot on social. So I tend to not use the one that's being used a lot. So what I will do instead is I'll find something that I've not seen before and then just manipulate the angle of it. So like this one. And we're going to blow it up. Pull it out here, and then we can see here. I'm just going to have a little bit of the ball in there. Then what I'm going to do is go back to this quote here. I'm going to copy it with everything, and I'm just going to pull it in. And now you can see we're going to have to play with it a little bit, okay? And what it really needs is it needs a background, okay? So I'm going to pull this in here. I'm going to make this white. And then what I'm going to do is right now it's fully white, but I don't want it fully white. I want some what's called opacity. So here you go to transparency, which is also that. And then I'm going to bring it down to probably 75%. Actually, maybe 60%. We'll see. Now pull in the quote. Now you're going to want to have it kind of center because on a reel, especially when it's in its preview, you'll want to have it. I'm just going to go back to the main central quote that I did again. And then I'm going to copy this. Guys, it is a bit fiddly, trust me. A little bit fiddly and a little bit annoying sometimes. Okay? Position, forward, forward, forward. Now we can zoom in at the bottom here, so I can just zoom it a little bit to try and get this all. I need to remove this. Now I need to get that little blue. I'm just using X, by the way, Command X for cut, and then Command V for paste. Oh. And then, there we go. So now if I zoom out, we need to make sure that that's central. And then this is how it will basically play. Now you notice at the start there, it did a bit of an animation. So, well, actually it didn't. That's fine. Now if we want to do something with the text coming in, we hit the text, go to animate, and then we can actually have the text come in like that, a send, and you can just play around with these different options of what you like. So now when it plays, there we go. So there you have it, how to do quotes with static and then video. And then my pro tip for when you upload these to Instagram is do not take this from the computer from the PC or the desktop to the desktop in Instagram, because it won't allow you on the desktop to add audio. So what you want to do is put this into the iCloud if you're using Mac, bring it onto your phone, and then on your phone upload it. Then when you upload it, you can add music to it, and that music will grab people's attention. All right. Then you can add your copy. Then you can add your call to action, which is essentially what do you want them to do, whether you want them to comment, whether you want them to DM you, whatever that is. All right. So now you've got your main quote. Your main quote is really the headline. Then go into the meat with your content, give the call to action, upload it. Best of luck. Comment below if you would like more tutorials. Let me know. And also, if you're interested in the Picklepreneurs Mastermind, check out the link in the description for tons of awesome business trainings, marketing trainings, sales trainings, also an amazing community for you to get to the next level in your pickleball business. And I will see you in another training. If you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to be a subscriber. I'll take care, and I'll see you soon.